on the 14th of September, when Australians go to vote in the federal election, they will also be asked to vote in a local government referendum. They will be asked to vote yes to recognise local government in the Australian Constitution.
Prime Minister Gillard has said that they're proceeding with this on the understanding that they do have bipartisan support. We're yet to hear what Tony Abbott himself says this morning, but there have been rumblings from elsewhere in the coalition. Barnaby Joyce has said he supports the move, supports the vote, but he doesn't think there's enough time and he thinks it'll fail.
There are 4 reasons this is going to fail. Number 1, you need time. You don't bang these things on at the eve of an election when everybody else is focused on something else, because the Australian people are naturally reluctant to support things, so you need a lot of time to walk into that space. The second one is you need money to go to war, to campaign. That has not been provided at this point in time. The third thing is you need to get the states on side, and they haven't got the states on side. The states are off side. The fourth thing is you need a sane government to actually pursue this course. And what we have is a chaotic government. A chaotic government is going to be very unreliable in getting the support of the Australian people for a referendum, because the people are going to be naturally suspicious of them.
Our Constitution is 113 years old, and it doesn't recognise the level of government which people deal with every day for services that are so important to their lives.
I'm hopeful that the referendum will be successful. Of course, we've put this to a referendum twice before and it hasn't been successful. 1974 and 1988, it was unfortunately rejected. The Greens are really pleased that this is coming forward, because it was part of the agreement with the Greens and to support Labor to form government. So it's great we're finally seeing this. But I do tend to think they've left it to the last minute, and I'm worried that without a significant education campaign and without getting the states on board, that it might not be successful, and we really need it to be successful.
And we want to recognise in the Australian Constitution that local government is important. It's important to communities, it's important to the nation, and I will be asking Australians on the 14th of September to vote yes to communities, yes to local government.
I think you'd have to say that based on the record of referendums in the past, on the nature of this, and on the relatively short time frame that the government's allowed for, selling this message, that it doesn't look very good.
We want to change that, and we want to recognise in the Australian Constitution that local government is important. It's important to communities, it's important to the nation, and I will be asking Australians on the 14th of September to vote yes to communities, yes to local government.
I think most Australians will be unanimated by this whole thing. They won't really have seen it coming, and they won't be particularly interested in it. So the extent to which it causes major problems, I don't know. But you'd have to say that, notice, for example, that the government has delayed putting a referendum to the people at this election on Aboriginal recognition in the Constitution, and done so because there is an argument, and a very sound argument, that if you haven't built the strong case for it, then it's destined to fail. Now, if it's good for that recognition, why is it not good for local government? You'd have to wonder.